He has a video on Marathon. Can Marathon be saved? Honestly, yeah, I think it can. I think it can be. Let's see what he has to say.
So this is from Mark right here. And if you don't know who Mark is, Mark was actually one of us.
One of us, Google gobble, one of us. We accept that one of us.
Did he used to be some spreadsheet
One
and
of us,
stuff?
man. I can't tell you how many times I depended on Merc's Excel spreadsheets throughout Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. From time to kill values to seeing what the meta was.
He works for Bungie.
The guy, man. And he eventually became weapon designer at Bungie. And I think he's actually like really risen up the rank through the ranks, designed a bunch of different weapons for Bungie, has gone on to continue balance and sandbox and stuff. So Mark knows his stuff, and I love that he was someone that was plucked out of the community who has gone on to do great things at Bungie. But right here he says people seem to have some real weird ideas for what happens when a studio fails and who ends up getting hurt the most by it. You aren't punishing who you think you are when you're rooting for this stuff to happen. And I think this is
He's right. He is totally right. It's only going to hurt two people at the end of the day. Listen to me. The developers, the people who actually work on the game who aren't high up, going to hurt them. And people don't think. It's going to hurt us at the end of the day. Because, yeah, if a lot of those people will get fired, yeah, see, it affects them. But at the end of the day, well, that's less content and less people working on the game, especially Destiny. Like, a lot of these people still work on Destiny. A lot of them probably do work on a little bit of both games. You know, they do take people from one place and put them in another. So, like, let's imagine like Marathon does terrible, it flops, does no sales, and Sony comes in, just chops them in half. You know, it's gonna, those higher people, I know I really don't like them either, but at the end of the day, they really don't get affected like that. Sometimes they do, but the majority of the time it's low people. Okay,
in regards, of course, to Marathon here recently, and I would say some folks want Marathon to fail, right? Can I get a poll on that real quick? Can I actually get a poll on that real quick? Do you want Marathon to fail? We got mainly Destiny players in here right now.
I would say no.
Marathon to fail.
You know, I'm a Destiny 2 player.
So right here, this is followed by Zach here. Yeah, the punishment does not start at the top. As we've seen before, we march on and do the best we can with what we're given. On a side note, proud of you, man, and thanks for always asking for feedback on your guns. It makes my day every time. Can't make the guns without the input of gamers. Zachary is completely right, too. Rarely do you see anyone at the top ever get affected. Do you want Marathon to fail? 20% says yes. Okay. All right. That's actually not bad. I mean, I was expecting worse, to be honest.
I'll be honest too.
At least 70%, 80% of you guys saying yes. So look, here's the thing. I'm not going to get into whether or not the Destiny community should or shouldn't be salty about some things. Okay. Maybe the Destiny community is a little salty. They don't have dedicated servers. Maybe there's some features inside of Marathon they wish they could have seen. But there's also a ton of features not present in Marathon that Marathon.
I wish we would have got a Destiny 3 or something, but or even just a PvE version of Marathon. But this is what we're getting. Like I said many times, like I'm not a huge fan on extraction shooters, but I don't mind. I've been playing Delta Force a lot.
Desperately needs, not even in comparison to Destiny, but just in comparison to other extraction shooters. So if we were to sit down today and say, hey, let's just spitball real quick. All right, we're saving Bungie. How would you do it, chat? How would you save Marathon? Delete it. Not an option. I love it.
Not an option.
I love where your mind is. Not an option. Number one, hire anti-real.
Yep.
You know, honestly, just let me just say this across the board.
Hire that woman. Hire her. Just do it. Or I mean, if she doesn't want to, that's understandable, but at least try.
Just hire hire anyone and everyone like that is necessary, even if it's like a single decal pulled from somebody's, just to avoid this potential blow up. Just hire them. You know what I mean? Because the last thing you want is for this game to roll out and another artist comes forward and goes, oh yeah, that's my design right there. You know what I mean? Respectfully, Marathon. Look, just play this game with me this morning, guys. This Monday morning. Play this game with me. You've been charged.
Hold on. I need my phone real quick. That was quick. All right.
With saving Marathon, Destiny community. You've been charged with saving Marathon. And I'm gonna be honest, I think you fuckers are the only ones that can. I mean, I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying the Tarkov community is not gonna swoop in and save Marathon, all right? Or the Arc Raider community. I don't think so. Really, the only people that can really save Marathon at this point is the Destiny community, man. Look.
I disagree. I don't think they're the only ones. I think, yeah. Part of it, oh God, Jesus, is the Destiny community and this casual people, you know, who hasn't really either not played a distraction shooter or have been turned off by Tarkov, Delta Force, or even Hunt Showdown. Like maybe Tarkov is too realistic, too hard. Delta Force is kind of going that way for them, but I mean, the opposite way for them, but it's still not there. And Hunt Showdown isn't what they expect the distraction shooter to be. You know, that casual, like there's people out there who are like that, who wants a AAA distraction shooter that's, I guess, what would you call it? Dumbed down, I guess? I don't know, chat. Like, what would you call it? Like, simplified.
You gotta get Destiny players into Marathon. You can earn an exotic and emblem in game to Destiny 2. There is going to be a way to connect your accounts that when you earn this prestige exotic inside of Marathon, it transfers to Destiny 2.
He knows that name.
No.
Look at his fucking face. I don't ever see, no, I don't see that happening. Maybe I'll give him the emblem half of that. Maybe. But exotic, I don't see it.
You fucking know it. You fucking know it, dude. You know that shit. That's your idea. That's my idea, Player Potato. And you know what? Make it disgusting. Make it nasty, brother. And look. It could be something like, Pocket Infinity or, Zalo Supercell or something. But hold on. It's got to be earnable. It's only one item and you can earn it inside of Marathon. I don't know how you would earn it. Okay. That would be so bad because it would grab you by the balls. All right. We need ball grabbing fucking suggestions today, guys. No dancer.
But that's not going to keep players, Cross. Like, that's not going to keep, they're going to hop in, try to get this gun. Either they're going to get their ass kicked and get all their loot stolen and be done with the game. Like, forget this exotic or whatever, or, they're just not going to want to play it. I can see for the emblem, like maybe play a certain time or something, or do this, like, unlock this door, go in here and get that, and you get an emblem in it. You get an emblem Destiny 2, maybe. Exotic, never gonna happen. I'm calling it now.
Around the edges here. There needs to be an exotic emblem drop inside of Marathon that is transferable to Destiny 2. The moment your account in Marathon comes into contact with that exotic, boom, it now opens up in collections inside of Destiny. Every Destiny player would be like, God, dog it, I gotta play this piece of shit. I gotta go play this.
It won't retain players though. They just do that once and be done.
I think this is a given. Solo queue and Roxy chat. These are just given features. Just add them. Shouldn't even be a brainstorming method with it. Just add them. Make it happen.
He's right.
All right. There shouldn't even be any. That's such an easy one at this point. Number 4. I think you need a PvE, some sort of PvE option. Okay. Now the thing is though, that goes completely against extraction shooters. How would you balance the PvE option? Because you want people loading up into the map for PvP. The only thing I can think.
Keep it separate. Just keep it a separate thing. Like, let's say like Doom. I've been playing a lot of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. Their PvE and PvP are separate. Like you got your campaign mode for Doom, then you have like your PvP mode totally separate. Don't do it like Destiny, just keep it totally separate. You play the 10-hour campaign, get the lore, get the cutscenes and all that, and you're done. Now you can, if you want, you can go play the distraction shooter mode. It's gonna be people who's gonna play both, people who gonna play one or the other. It's like COD. Uh, People still buy the multiplayer for COD and stuff, like the campaign and the multiplayer, but some people only play just the multiplayer, not the campaign. Some people play the campaign and not the multiplayer. Some people play the campaign and the multiplayer. I'm one of those people who mostly just play multiplayer. I may dabble in campaign. I haven't even played Black Ops 6 campaign. I bought the game. I haven't ever touched it. The other last two, I touched it a little bit. Have a PvE option, keep it separate.
Think of is the PvE
I think
option
Tarkov does
has
this
an
too,
overwhelming
but
amount
you
of
can't bring
ads.
the PvE stuff inside of the PvP in Tarkov.
Tarkov has a PvE mode too?
Yeah.
Really? So how does Tarkov balance their PvE mode? How do they incentivize people to do PvP still when a PvE mode exists? They don't do anything to incentivize players, incentivize playing PvE at all. And I'm a PvE enjoyer on Tarkov. Okay, well, we'll just leave it at this. I don't know the various options for PvE mode. I didn't even know Tarkov did that. Everyone seems to be telling me right now that you can earn the exact same loot in its PvE variant as you could in PvP. It's kind of surprising. And that there's no variation in ads. It's the same. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, add a PvE option. It just needs to happen. PvE does have a higher concentration of ads. That's what I would say. I would make this more ads. I mean, I would just load it down, brother. I would do like the moment you load in, you just start getting messed up. Holy God, y'all got him thinking you get PvP with PvE earned gear. Oh my God. So Steve, talk to me, Steve.
You can't do that.
Is the gear you earned in Tarkov's PvE
I do know that.
get inside of PvP or no? Well, that's a big fucking point, guys. That's a really big fucking point. You think you would have mentioned that at the very beginning here. Oh my Lord, that's a great fucking point. You start off with that shit. Don't fucking sneak that shit in at the end. All right. Do you guys want that? Inside of Destiny, I love earning stuff in PvE, bringing it into PvP. And I love earning stuff in PvP and bringing it to PvE. Now, you don't have the risk of losing those things. But do y'all want separation? Can I get a poll on this? Do y'all want separation? As in, you have a completely different character playing PvE, the PvE mode, and a completely different character playing the PvP mode. PvE gear and PvP mode. 33% is saying yes. 66% is saying no. Okay. All right. So most people are saying, I'm gonna leave it at this. Most people are saying PvE gear should not be in PvP. 2/3, rough, almost 2/3. Again, that's something that we look at Tarkov and maybe some other extraction shooters, see how they handle it. I personally love the idea of a PvE player spending thousands of hours grinding for gear, okay? Bring it in inside of PvP. We kill them and take their shit. You know what I'm saying? I love that. You guys are against it? That's understandable. Y'all seen what works in other extraction shooters. I think that would just make our life so much better. Because man, PvE players, they may not have the PvP skills, brother, but they've got the grind mentality. They will kill those ads. They will kill them every day, man. They will commit hundreds, if not thousands of hours to the task. And they will eventually find those prestige gears, those prestige pieces. And then they take them inside of PvP. All right.
Yeah, that's how you lose
Change
players.
number 5. Hold up. Change number 5. What would you guys like? Oh, a lockbox. Yeah, I think a lockbox. A lockbox just makes sense. Even if it's just one item you can save, dude. You know, you got that one key. It's pretty brutal. There's no lockbox currently in Marathon. You die, you lose everything. You lose everything. There's no safety net. You don't have a single item that you save with you.
Does need a lockbox.
Not hardcore enough for a lockbox though, in my opinion. That's a great point. So
we haven't seen the rest of the game.
We've only played the alpha. I don't know how crazy items get or keys get. You know what I'm saying? I want to put a social hub here, guys, but I don't really know if it's something that's A, feasible from now until September or whenever, or B, can we just get a poll on that? Do y'all want a social space? Can we get a poll on that? If it's going to be a social space, it would need to be something on the level of like the tower. You know what I mean? You load
I don't
into
care.
the tower, you got your various factions that you go pick up the quest
I don't think it
from
needs one.
directly. I just don't see that happen. 20 glitches running around the tower would look cheesy. Oh, that's a great point. That's a great point because we have we're limited to our 4 runners. Oh, brother.
Nope.
Chat, how impactful would be making it free to play be?
A terrible impact. Cheaters. People do not think about cheaters, and we do not know how this anti-cheat is going to be in this game. It may be better in Destiny. You can't compare it to Call of Duty and Warzone and stuff. Do they have cheaters? Yes. And is it free to play? Yes, but they've worked really hard on their anti-cheat. We've seen in Destiny, right? When it's free to play, like when Trials was free to play, you see a video like every weekend about playing against seeing some cheaters or something. Do we still have cheaters? Yes. But is it more frequent now? No, a little less frequent. We don't see them as much because you have to pay for Destiny. You have to pay to get into Trials, right? Well, you put free to play into that mix. Well, cheaters could just make all kinds of accounts. That's how it is. That's what they do. You ban one account, they just make another one. And think about VPNs. So they might go far enough to ban that account on that VPN, not VPN, but on the IP address or something. But if they're using a VPN, doesn't really matter.
What if you just made one map free to play? That way you still have, on the higher tier maps, you have to pay for the game, and therefore you have a paywall, but you make just one map free to play. You really open up the cheaters when you do free to play. Yes, I know everyone here wants free shit. Don't get me wrong, I like free shit too.
Well, think about the people who just want to play the game free to play. Like they're just trying the game out, right? They get into a game, you never know, somebody might be reverse boosted. I don't know. They come across a cheater in their second, third game, and they just get wiped out. Well, that's not going to be any fun. That's the person who's not going to come back now.
Keep in mind, Trials used to be free to play, and that shit was a nightmare. Okay, I'm hoping the anti-cheat's gonna be better here, but it was a nightmare. I think,
like you said,
make one map free to play. You can even do the Dire Marsh. You know what I mean? But the higher tier maps after that point, make it paid. Chat, something I notice, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong here. The exotics, which are actually called prestige items inside a marathon, does it physically change your character in any way? Because they're like implants and stuff. It does. So first, I think that again, we just don't know how many type of prestige items there are going to be. I don't know what the entire suite is going to be. Is it just me that cares about this kind of stuff? I don't know. Like, I like it whenever I wore, certain exotics in Destiny. It's just like sitting there chilling and you're like, you've got your kit on. Yeah. I don't want the cosmetics just to be what you buy from the store. I think Bungie with Destiny, it's
well, Cross, I'm sorry to tell you, that's exactly what it's going to be. When you pick up the prestige items, it's not going to change your look or anything. And I guarantee you, it's just going to be skins. Like, let's say like COD or Apex. This is going to be, you buy the skin, it's going to just affect the whole character. And you're done. 15, 20 bucks. There you go. It's not going to be anything like Destiny. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You in chat right now watching me, the Cross, I guarantee you saying it right now, it's not going to be anything like, oh, you get this piece, then it's going to affect your arm, then your leg. None of that. Buy skin, that's it. 15, 20 bucks, done. And weapons, they said they're going to have some kind of customization for weapons. There's going to be weapon skins, okay? Like every other game, you buy a full, $10, $15, $20 skin for your gun. Bam. There you go. I hope anyone who's thinking this, that it's going to be some kind of cool customization or whatever, that, yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
A decent enough system where you have your drip in game. You can, of course, buy things from the store, but the exotics themselves are a major focal point. And then not only that, you will approach certain characters differently based on their gear. If I'm up against a...
No. Okay. The only thing I can see them doing in Marathon is like some events maybe, or like you get to the secret spot and you have the key and you unlock this chest and maybe it will unlock a skin. Maybe that's it. Having full customization over the runners, don't see it. They're just gonna release full body skins.
A hunter inside a PvP or something, and like I see a certain exotic they are using both in their weapon, but especially in their gear, I may approach that differently. I just didn't see anything changing whenever you put on exotics inside of Marathon. Isn't your identity fleshed out through the gear designated towards your playstyle? Yeah, it's the gear definitely is what fleshes out. There's no visual representation of that. Maybe that's not that big of a priority. Okay, maybe it's not. This is the Destiny player in me that's bringing in these biases. But exotics, I would like to see more of.
I get that, Cross, because I'm a big Destiny 2 player too, but like for this type of game, that's not gonna happen. For other like looter shooters, definitely do it. That's the reason so many of these looter shooters fucking one of the reasons, multiple reasons, but one of the big reasons you just don't see that much customizations. That's like with I can't say Anthem because Anthem you could get different pieces for your suit and stuff, but like let's say uh Suicide Squad, right? All you had was skins, like and some mods. All these games do that. Suicide Squad, Avengers, Arkham Knight. You can probably name some more, but a lot of them, like there's not much visual customization in the game. They just want you to buy a $15 skin to look different, or get the battle pass to get this other skin. You know, and yes, it they do have some in-game activities where you can earn some different skins, like um Suicide Squad, right? You could get like these all gold skins if you reach a certain level, like a level 100 in the I forgot what they're called now. I got like to 80 something. I almost did it, but game just got so boring. But anyways, yeah, yeah.
Them and have some visible representation of what those are. All right, we're getting to the bottom of this list, guys. Give me something really juicy here. Crafting. I wouldn't mind crafting, but they're just, at least in my experience playing the alpha, guys, there just didn't seem like enough to even have a crafting system. I would love a crafting system, but
They said that wasn't even half the weapons or and stuff. They said that in their last live stream. You know, we haven't seen a lot of the weapons, so I can see like
again,
they
this
could add
like
crafting.
we need more stuff. Tarkov and Delta Force have crafting. Yeah, and they also have a ton of items. A ton of items. The only thing I could think of is like, what if there was a way for you to eventually craft exotics? Just hear me out. What if there was over a long, lengthy period of time of collecting all types of materials, you could potentially craft some prestige items? No,
No,
never do that. Okay, all right.
probably
We'll just
some
leave it at
purple stuff.
crafting. More environmental hazards such as aliens, plant life, etc.
Yes.
So would y'all just say world building? And look, there's a lot that goes into this, guys. I think different alien factions, you need to be very, very true to the lore. Marathon's campaign, I haven't played it, but I've watched some of it. The different factions, some of them were very eerie, supernatural even. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the vibe that I got, almost creepy. And
Well, I played Marathon too, just to prove to you, right? I still have it. I have it right here. You see that? That's Marathon. I wish I could make this bigger. I'd probably zoom up on it or something in editing for YouTube, but right there, I got Marathon too. I played it. The creatures and
I think
I
Bungie
like
should
it.
explore that in the world building. And also in the same vein of world building, I think that there should probably be world events. And maybe if you don't want it to have it completely random, maybe certain times of the week or something like that where a world event happens, where it's like those alien factions are suddenly attacking you and the UESC bots. You know what I mean?
Well, you're gonna need prox chat for that. If an alien thing like the four come in and just start attacking the players and the AI, the bots and stuff. Well, how are you gonna communicate with random teams like, "Oh shit, like this is the event. We need to team up and solve this problem." Like in Arc Raiders, like to defeat that big old spider queen tank thing, whatever it is, right? Um, they communicated with all the teams on the map to defeat it. Well, if Marathon doesn't have that, um, yeah, it's not gonna work out well.
All right, so this is it. This is what we got. Saving Marathon. Number one, hire artists. Just hire them. I don't care if it was like someone scribbled something on a napkin 12 years ago and it looks like the same shit you put in your game. Fucking hire them. Two, earn exotic emblems in game that can then be transferable to Destiny 2. This is the Destiny 2 hook. Destiny players, you're gonna hate me for this, but yes, there will be an exotic that you can earn inside of Marathon that you could then unlock for yourself inside of Destiny 2. Gotta get that hook, baby. Gotta get that hook. You guys are gonna be so pissed off about it, but you know what? When you see us running around with fucking whatever that exotic is, you'll be like, make it. You know what? I don't know if Universal Remote would work. I feel like the lore you can make it work. But yeah, it's like earn Universal Remotes in Marathon. And then all of a sudden people running around with it inside of Destiny. Everybody be like, what the look, that's a hook.
And that's my point. Everybody be running around in it with it in Destiny, not Marathon. So you're just saying like, hey, just play this game for an hour or two, try to get this weapon, then go back to Destiny. That's not keeping the player base on Marathon.
That's not anything to do with the game, right? That's just to bait Destiny players. 3, solo queue and proxy chat. 4, PV option, more enemies. You guys were saying that the PV option needs to be its own standalone thing, as in you can't bring gear from PV into PvP. I personally love the idea of people grinding
make
out
a Doom
PvP and then taking that gear and risking it all inside of PvP. Just my thoughts. 5, lockbox. Bungie still seems to be dancing around this. 6, one map free to play, and that will at least allow everyone to dip a toe and try it out, man, and keep the player base healthy.
Just have a free weekend or something.
The other maps can be paid maps, which will serve as a paywall for potential cheaters.
Just have a free
Number 7,
weekend.
exotics, more. Just need more, and I want them to be visible. I want my character to change. I think it means something when you can wear Orpheus.
Sorry to crush your dreams, Cross. What happened?
Pyrogale, Yeet. I mean, one-eye mask. Imagine if a one-eye mask Titan back when it first dropped, and you didn't know if that Titan was using one-eye mask. You always knew though, because you would see that fucking mask. You'd be like, son of a bitch, I'm staying away from him. I feel like we just need to be able to visibly see these exotics in some way. And then of course that adds to the drip game. 8, some sort of crafting. No, that's a tough one. And then 9, world building. That really dips into the lore.
Crafting
and world events goes into that as well. That's it. That's our list, guys. I will say this, man. I don't want Bungie to fail. Of course, I would love a D3 right now, but it is what it is, and I'm not sitting here rooting for the downfall of Marathon or Bungie. At the same time, though, we're not just gonna eat shit. And if and when I say eat shit, like if there's obviously
welcome to the stream.
No one in their right mind is gonna peddle this. If Arc Raiders is doing everything that Marathon is doing and better, then everybody's just gonna play Arc Raiders. And that's nothing personal. It's just objective. If other games are objectively better, then they're just better.
They don't need to be Bioware or EA, and EA, I should say, with how Anthem went down. Oh, we don't want to mention the D word. Oh, okay, that doesn't exist. Like, no. Look at Arc Raiders. Be like, oh shit, okay, they're doing this. Oh my gosh, the players actually really like this. Let's put it in our game. Pay attention, or your game fails. Damn it!
It's not that we pray for the downfall of Bungie, or we want Marathon to fail. It's just if other games are just objectively better, then they are just better.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.
Good video. I will say that, but some of the stuff I did disagree with. Like some of the things is like it's never gonna happen. First of all, with the cosmetic and stuff, with the exotics, where you call them in Marathon, affecting how it looks, how you look, not gonna happen. That's how the crafting. They could do crafting. They did say like The weapons we had in the alpha, that's not all the weapons. Good video. Cross already almost has 1 million followers. Subscribe to him. Like the video. I'm gonna like the video and I'm gonna share it in chat. Okay, here you go, chat. Yeah, do that good stuff and leave me a like or dislike, whatever you're gonna do. Subscribe, ring that bell for more videos, and ladies and gentlemen, like I always say, have a good day or night whenever you're watching this. Peace.